brother down. I don't know what that was about. This thing got a weird angle. They trying to keep a brother down. Who's they, you say? I don't know. Oh, Don has a video. Um, oh, incognito. How are you? I'm just trying to get stuff pulled up. Trying to manage the stream a little bit different these days. The title of the stream is it's not if, but when we'll step a break, because it will happen. Something just broke on me in the middle of these activities and kind of burnt. Let me just get a poll. Fix it. Hey, what's up? Sorry, I'm just trying to put a poll up. I've been noticing that polls been very helpful again to help out the stream. I'll be right to give it a fix it, throw it, give it away. Yeah, just cry about it. Okay. All right, polls up. Everybody, thanks for joining the stream. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. I'm here. It's been many days. I don't care to count. It's been over 100 days streaming. I was just doing some activities. Big old Ryobi brushless lawnmower. Just nothing's wrong with the lawn. Well, I had to change the switch on it some years ago, and because of that, hey, what's up, Aisha? Aisha, can you talk to me? What do you mean by that? Yeah, a couple years ago, it's actually my favorite lawn tool at this point. Just wanted to show you guys. A couple years ago, I think this thing is almost 10 years old now. But a couple years ago, I had to fix these old Ryobis. I'm not gonna assume that it's the new Ryobis, but these old Ryobis, they come with a switch. I don't even really remember. Okay, so this is a push button. This is how you start the lawnmower. So you push this in, and then I believe it must have been like a hand switch to rock this back, and then it starts. Um, the parts inside of this mechanism, as you can see, that this is suppressed like fully right now. I can't pop it out the way it is. I could unscrew it and pop it out, but I was going to throw this thing away, and this was 3 years ago now, I believe. And it sat on the side for like 2 or 3 years, and I moved on to bigger and better lawn tools, and I was happy. This is the first thing that I purchased as far as managing the lawn. I used to try to cut how stupid I was. I would I would cut a whole acre with a 20-inch push mower, not even self-propelled. This is straight sweat equity. I don't even know if I got equity out of it. Straight sweat. I used to push this. If you come in like the stream, double tap the stream. I'm gonna just hang out here probably till it gets too dark for my comfort. And um, if you've never seen me, I'm a pretty interactive streamer. So drop something in the chat. I don't know what Aisha's saying. Can you talk to me? But hey, you get all different types of people that come in here and say things. So hopefully you're okay, Aisha. Other than that, I'm gonna keep talking about what I'm talking about. Hope everybody had a good day. Coming off of the holiday, I had the Sunday blues, which what happened on a Monday, so that's not okay. And then because I got stuff done, but I didn't get as much as I wanted to get done because of all the rain. I kind of felt like that set me back even further. So it was really hard to get up to get to what I know I needed to do. So it wasn't until like the end of the day that I felt like I was effective at work. Um, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to take this stream down there. I was gonna title the stream. Uh, it was something about feeling like when you have like two worlds going, sort of that, not 6 7, but when you're living two different worlds, the world I'm doing and what it takes to put in the work and the effort, and that that all is that should be full time. I should be able to do this full time and figure this out on a full time basis. But then I step into, you know, putting on the, I'm remote, but I step into having to work um, a full time job. So it's like a whole two different worlds that I'm in. But I got past those thoughts and I was like, whatever, I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of frustrating. So I was just showing you, I was just mowing with this lawnmower and I was like finished. I had like one 8 foot patch left. 8 feet. I'm 6'3". I had an 8 foot patch left. I take make sure I took the grass out of there. Okay, I did. So I had an 8 foot patch left of mowing, and I I heard something. It shut off once, and I'm like, okay, come on. So now let me show you how I start this. Because essentially, what it was is the circuit would open with the old safety mechanism. So I got this down to like, this is my safety. When I did this initially, um, I know enough about electronics to know when I'm crossing into the danger zone and I should be very careful. But long term, what I was gonna do with this. So this right here, this switch, I don't even know the name of this switch. I could look it up, but this switch right here is mimicking what this button did prior. And when I tell you there was a gang of videos about not just this model, but many models that had a very minimal failure. Nothing wrong with the blades, the motor, the battery, um, literally just a switch. And the way that the lawnmower is made, it's not as easy to get to. So if you're not trying to break stuff open, you ain't gonna get there. So once I watched a couple videos, I was like, this is crazy. This thing has been sitting on the side. I think it wasn't even on the side. It was just like out in the lawn for about 3 years. I watched this video and I was like, nah, we doing this. So I start cutting up wires, and this is what I ended up with. I went and got this switch. So without understanding the proper term, I could look it up, but this switch just keeps it open for the time, and I believe this is called a rocker switch. So then I open this. So this is mimicking this side right here, the push button, and then this is um, your hand holding that bar that goes across here. So then instead of it being able to come loose, the only thing that makes this less safe now is that when you turn this on, it's a rocker switch. So it's literally like your light switch off, on, off, and you don't have to hold this down. So I just do this to turn it on and then off. But what I believe happened just now is now I keep this thing in the elements. I don't cover it. Like I said, I had a plan one day. I was going to fix it into this and cut the plastic and get my X-Acto knife and make all this precision work. It never happened to date. And I was doing all of that because I thought at the time that these things weren't going to stand up good to the elements. Well, here we are 3 years later, and I've not had to do one intervention into what I created here. And I believe, well, I know that the wire just ripped. So I believe all I'm going to have to do is take apart this connection, splice open to get some wire out of it, twist the wire, and then either put, I don't even like these connectors. I could just break it off because it's pretty much done. Yeah. So if you know, these are like these Y. Hey, She Natural Homestead. Hey, I've been checking out your videos. I love your garden. You thought I wasn't gonna like it. I love it. Um, I was wondering. I need to go back because I want to see how you arrived at the plan, and if it's more there's experimental because you start like the watermelon you were looking at, and it's like, yeah, that thing it's gonna take up some space there. So there's a lot of like decisions. I just want to know how you got there. So I got to watch a little bit more content. But I don't know that tree that you said, the branches that grew in those bins. That was awesome. I was like, because I have some mulberries that I was covering when I make my compost pile. I make hot compost, and it takes me 18 days to finish my compost. And I cover it with a tarp, and then I put whatever I have. Usually I have like some mulberry that I cut down, like the branches, and I would put them around. And I noticed when the spring started, the branches, I mean, they're solid. Like, I mean, I would say maybe 3 to 4 inch diameter. And it started budding. Like I would see buds on it, and this thing, I'm like, I guess it's still able to create life. I just, it just hit me in the head. I was just like, wow, that was, and then I saw yours. It's like, whoa, there's so much to learn. But I'm sitting here. The title of the stream is, let me just read it off because I can't remember anything. Hope you had a good day. Hope anyone else hanging out had a good day. Um, it was hard to get into the swing of things this today after the holiday weekend and the rain. And so the title of the stream is, it's not if but when will stuff break. on the homestead. And tonight I was finishing up some chores. I finally was able to get outside. They're just down about my situation or having to do some makeup work. So outside wasn't really much of the plan today. And I got out here late, and when I set the stuff up, it kind of like has to work, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna set this up, I'm gonna go charge this. So I got my eco flow. Well, it's been pretty good in this section. And I went and charged my 40-volt battery, got this thing, which I abuse it, but it takes abuse pretty good. And I was literally, I had about 8 feet more to mow, and I heard it cut off, and I'm like, oh no. So I think I just shorted out a wire, and it should be a quick fix. But that's the thing. I just, wanted to bring to the table. I was feeling something else before that, which I don't even want to get into. But um, it's just that I keep finding every week that I'm I don't want to use the word overwhelmed, because I don't want people to get the indication that, you know, this isn't normal. Like I guess you can't in confidence say that you're overwhelmed 100% of the time. Then what are you doing? Right? Like where's the peace? Where's the satisfaction in what you're doing? And granted, there's 5% of the time where I'm like, this is not satisfying. This sucks. And this is one of them, right? And it makes me reflect on how I even got here, and why am I mowing with these. This is my own creation at this point. And everything that I look, not everything, because I do have some tools that are in very good standing, but when it comes to my lawn tools, for whatever reason, I think I'm paying the debt of learning. And that's what I liken it to. It's when you don't know how to do something, if you pay attention, it's going to cost you, right? It's going to be cheaper than if you pay someone else to do it, depending on who you are, depending on how easy it is for you to understand and information. Um, it's going to just, it might sink in, it may not. I happen to be very handy. I'm not an overconfident person. Um, I don't just come to a project and think that things could get accomplished. In fact, as the what I do for my day job, I'm not even going to say profession anymore. What I do for my day job is very critical of the words that you use, the vocabulary that you use, whether you're just talking to peers or you're talking to business folks, you're talking to people who are coming to you for a quote or coming to you for some sort of confidence, because they may have to communicate with like a customer. So for a very long time, more than a decade, I've always prided myself on being careful, understanding that in a cross-functional space, you can't use words like done when something's not done. Almost done doesn't mean anything. We say that all the time, right? Like, finished means there is nothing else to do with that thing. Um, but I'm very careful, and that makes me sometimes less confident because I have seen so many things break, so much tampering and tinkering. Um, I just wonder now. Granted, maybe I put it this way. This is the independent study of homesteading. This is not, and I haven't met a person who's not even like online, who's not just sharing their story, which it already comes with its ups and downs. It's obvious, right? Some go deeper than others. Um, but it's like going to a university and using some YouTube, some of the skills you have. Maybe you have some of the people in your life to help you, but I can't say it enough. I appreciate it, but when I was in college, I knew I had to get 128 credits to get my bachelor's with homesteading. I don't have an idea as to where I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet. And I refuse to buy newer tools that I know would outperform the tools that I have, like this lawnmower. I refuse to buy newer ones because my lessons clearly are not over. I still leave my tools outside. um, I just don't have good habits when it comes to certain things. And a lot of it is I don't have the appropriate structure to do certain things. So it's taking time to get to that phase. So I just wanted to come in here and talk a little bit about that. It's not if, but when things are going to break, and what you think you're frozen. Oh, frozen in the video. All right, let me try to move it a little bit. In fact, I think if you're talking about the video being frozen, and thanks for that, She Natural Homestead. What's interesting, if you do hear me, I was looking at trying to improve the internet today, and my initial plan is it's not going to work, so I gotta move fast to plan number two. If you or someone else could just let me know we're good. Okay, we're good. Um, but yeah, I could name 20 different things that have broken. I could name and things that you just why would you think that's gonna break? Why? If I go spend $2,000 on a lawnmower, you think the lawnmower is supposed to not break, right? It's not supposed to break, right? You just spent $2,000 on it. Well, that's not the truth. And not only that, the lawnmower becomes that's not something that you could just pick up and bring to the store. Like I have 42-inch lawn, just and that's I have a small model. I can't just get that to the store. The grass is growing while you're trying to figure out what to do. So I mean the handyman mechanic that we don't give respect in the world all the time. Rest in peace to my cousin. His business was Eddie Fix It. Eddie fixed everything. Get a goat. Yeah, I watched those goat videos. Welcome to the stream, Mr. UB with Media. Make sure you like the stream. Double tap the screen. Um, I watched the goat herds that go mow lawn, and just like everything else, there's a lot more to it than just saying get a goat. There's a lot more to it. Am I frozen again? All right. Oh, I gotta unfreeze if Shadow Black comes in here. That's crazy. That's crazy if Shadow Black comes in here. Okay. Okay, hold on. If Shadow Black comes in here, I gotta hang around, I guess. I'm laggy. Okay. I should be good now. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. I realized that I'm fighting a whole family worth of internet at this point, and I think I'm losing that battle. Prince, what's up? Yeah, I think I'm losing that battle of sharing internet with gamers and people who watch all this stuff. But no, I should be fine where I'm at. I came out here earlier. Since I have the mic, I guess I could walk a little bit. Oh look, you guys get to see the truth out here. I got my solar panels, eco. Got some good energy back today. Um, I don't. Oh, Ethernet over USB-C. You funny. You got all this money, huh? You got all this money. I gotta focus on the stuff that's breaking because I don't think Ethernet is my problem at this point. Um, I'm like I'm like one bad day away from getting set back a couple weeks. That's how it is. But well, thanks guys for coming in. Make sure you guys like the stream. Where's my son? My son is getting himself ready for bed, man. They they went back to school today, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She natural homestead. I hope you. Oh, I see a rabbit. I love when I see rabbits. You guys see rabbits? Oh, Shadow Black Grok is here. You want me to read that? Homestead and equipment generally falls into five core categories: power machinery, land management tools, gardening gear, food preservation, and animal care. The specific tools you need depend on your property size and projects. But most homesteaders start with the baseline of versatile equipment. You roasting lamb. Oh man, I want to get a lamb. I want to get a lamb. I actually, speaking of getting a lamb, today is the first day that I told myself that I could see myself getting a cow. I could actually see. I listened to about an hour's worth of videos about profiting. Dude, you have no idea the magnitude of grass. You freaking city folks make all these suggestions about what we should do, and it's gonna eat the grass. Yo, I want to see this. I want to see a reality TV show. A city folk, just have them go on a farm, have them go on a homestead, and have them manage what's all involved to manage someone's homestead. I want to see that TV show. Until we get there, you're not allowed to make suggestions about what somebody should do. Because I guarantee you, hear me, people who come on YouTube, maybe She Naturals the gym, but people who come on YouTube, even when they're showing you stuff that they're working through, they mostly show you the good. You guys have no idea. I'm not from the Bronx because the Bronx doesn't help me with any of this. Do you know what the Bronx does? It gives me guys like you telling me go more work. Go to You got an answer for everything. You know what the answer is? The answer is these damn hands. The answer is these damn hands. Anytime I ask for for what's gonna get me to the next level is my hands in somebody else's hands. It don't matter where you from. That ain't helping me. You gotta get the hands, bro. Come out here. There's a guy. I'm sure She Natural watches him. Hands in the dirt. Um, is it Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. He does the Wednesday night wind down. It's all hands. They don't. She Natural Homestead. They don't. People don't be understanding, man. People show you the good. They don't show you everything. They don't show. I was considering maybe I could find a little lane there where I just don't care. I've made a couple videos where I was in like my sunroom, which is at this moment is kind of trash with projects and stuff that needs to be in a shed, but I don't have a shed yet. And I've sat in there. That's where I cut my That's where I do a lot of my trimmings for my worm, the cardboard. Any of that, all that good Amazon, all those good boxes. I ain't sending those boxes back. Those boxes become worm food. They become they're for the chickens, and that rabbit's going ham. I got rabbits. I don't even know goat, but yeah, my that room. I've sat in there, and then CJ comes in the chat. King Bach is his handle, and CJ said, "Where you at now? You look like you ain't got a home no more, cause it don't look how you wanted to look." That's good. That's good that you show it, and you've. I can't show it because my wife is not. It's just a privacy. It's a respect thing with the privacy of like her, and maybe she's gonna feel a way about how it is, but I'm careful. I don't mind showing like right now. I didn't have the camera this way because I've left this fence here for too long, and it's just a fence that I have to roll up because I'm considering. I'm gonna just show you guys. Maybe it'll, yeah. Try not to move you too far. So I'm putting a fence. This this whole thing is gonna be a fence. Actually, I'm gonna show you the real plan. Oh, how your how your yard looks. Yeah, I can't even show that because I have different garden situations. Like I was telling you, She Natural. Actually, your name is Rita. I I was in your comments. Everybody, I'm waiting for people to be saying She Natural. It's like Rita, Rita, Rita. It's like, okay, that's Rita. Um, so this way, there's these row beds, and they're gonna go. I probably could fit like 6 more beds. So this is gonna be a really nice sized garden. It's about 20 to 25 feet the row. Um, and I was doing research about. I'm trying to learn how to farm. That's I don't know why, but gardening is that's one step for me. I understand what's involved. I know what makes me bad at it. I have a whole nother garden that's fenced in. You're gonna be my inspiration, Rita, when I get to it because I'm thinking like more container, but I'm gonna definitely build out like a platform. I already built a garden table from some reclaimed wood, and I want to have be on water situation. We're gonna get there, but when I was doing research on this, my garden now is mainly for when stuff hit the fan. Um, that is the intent. So though I'm growing for myself and my family, I want to be very careful to not just grow stuff because it sounds good. I want to grow stuff that I could can. I want to grow stuff that I could preserve. So I got to get back into the squash that we used to grow, so I could store a lot of that stuff. So when you start growing the squashes, Now we're talking about needing like space. So if I do that in a row garden, well, how much space, should I do? So when I was talking with like on the internet doing the research, the idea that I was given that I understood was, instead of competing with what goes in the row garden, I have tomatoes here, I have beans, and then a whole row of brassicas while the season is still cool enough. I'm gonna have a row that's in this direction, long way, and it can go pretty much where this netting is. It'll go this way, and then it'll give space in both directions. And I'm putting a fence. So probably within the week, I'll have like a garden fence, and then that way I could let the chickens back out again every now and then, because they've been locked inside. They've been on strike and protest, and I kind of like it. I don't like holding nobody down, but it's been a little bit more peaceful. But I was telling my wife, you kind of have to respect what the chickens do for us. Um, it's great that I'm giving them greenery inside because they have the pins. I am going to post a video about that. They're going in the pen. They're eating from it. I haven't seeded it yet. How much do you bench, bro? I haven't benched in a long time, but I could imagine I could put up at least 225, like, a couple times. I don't know. I've never been a workout guy. Even when I played college basketball, I used to go fill out the sheet and then go to the pool and just swim some laps. I don't really like the gym like that. I don't get what a lot of people get from it. But thanks for the question. So we're gonna do this road going this way, and it's gonna go up to the chicken area. Um, Now I was telling my wife, let's be real about the amount of insects and ticks that we don't see because the chickens do roam and they free range. You got all this land, it's a half acre back here, and we're always out here. Whether the grass gets cut or not, we don't have a tick problem. I have a dog that might come back here. We don't have this like tick problem, and I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with the chickens. So I'm careful to say, oh, I'm gonna pull them out the system 100%. Well, now the design that you once created, you're now pulling out on that design, and then you're creating a new problem because you don't understand what you solved, right? So there's trade-offs to it. So they're gonna get back out, and I just need to protect the main garden the right way. But I could move this far. I'll just show you guys some of the progress. Um, yeah, I think I could move that far. You can't wait until you get some land. Oh yeah, yeah. I was gonna say because I saw your chicken. uh, see, Natu, I want land. Don't get me wrong. I'm a advocate of land. Lead Farmer said something a long time ago that stays with me. He said people want land, so in order to find affordable land, you're gonna have to go, let's just say, tens of miles away from hospital, right? So now you have to be conscious of that based on who you are, what health, what your situation is. When emergencies happen, you're going to be a little bit further out. Say you're like an hour out. Now, here's the other thing. You're going to need bigger tools. My little lawnmower, I don't believe in the whole rating system because there's more to it. But my lawnmower is built for an acre tops. It makes sense. I can understand why. I don't have a zero turn. It's only 42 inches. I didn't know any of that at the time. And still, when I see those prices, I can buy a car and put a blade on the car and it'd be the same price as some of these lawnmowers. So that's a whole nother topic. But he said you need bigger tools. Now here's the other problem. When you have big machines, as Shadow Black posted in the chat, um, you need tools to learn how to fix your tools. You have to know how to fix your tools. Oh, you have, wow. You have double everything. Oh, you got a backup plan. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I don't know if you post any of the stuff with the landscaping, but I gotta check you out on that, because I, I've had ideas that I haven't moved forward with, but I'm in this weird, which is a good time for me to be on YouTube, because there are a lot of questions about my life, where I'm going, and whether or not this is it. Like, this is serious for me. Um, what's the same here? Oh, you have double everything too, Shadow Black. He fixed. Yep, and that's what you need. See, your husband is that he cut from the same cloth, but I tell you this, I had a handful of friends that I remember when they were buying their homes, they said they wouldn't work on anything. Hey, what's up? What's up, brother Eric? From home to homestead. They said they wouldn't work on anything themselves, and I gave a guy about, I gave him like 3 years, and then he started asking me for certain equipment and tools to see if I had it, because what people don't understand is it doesn't matter what you buy. When you buy a home, you're gonna change something in it. It doesn't matter what you buy. I could buy an elaborate home. I'm going to change something. There's going to be change involved. So you should know what you're getting yourself into. And the guy that I'm talking about in particular, he was not satisfied. What's a lie, Shadow Black? Throw it in the chat. He was not satisfied with the prices that he was getting when stuff would break. Remember, he had like a flood in his basement. That price was crazy. When the flood occurred, they found some open wiring that was behind the wall. Price goes up again. I work on everything. I've heard of Shadow Black impressed me. Oh, Promise Keepers. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I heard Shadow Black, who's also a family man, taking care of these kids. I seen him working on stuff in his house, but that's not what everybody's deal is. A lot of people, they don't understand what's involved, and they're so used to paying for stuff. They won't do an oil change. They won't change a tire. They just are disconnected from what these things are, or they throw stuff out. When it's time when something looks like, I could name so many things that I added something to, and it became something that had more value than the first thing that I purchased. I am not. I could walk around and show you. I'm looking at something right now. I have this little gorilla cart, and just reviving it with new inner tubes. Thing is working better than it did before. Like, a lot of people don't do that. They don't do like the simple things. But the flip side of it is where I started the stream. Like I'll show you. I'll show you. No, it's not on that line. The flip side of it is how I started the stream. You could take on all these things, but are you overwhelmed by it? Like, how organized are you? Is that gonna end? Do you get to the point where you have a workshop? Some people, like, I'm still working on that. I find that I have all these skills, but I'm not piecing it together the right way, because the plan didn't come together. And like, I'm the type of person, or the mistakes that I made is, I started fixing a kitchen, and then we had to live in the same kitchen. don't fix a kitchen and live in it. Don't. But once you do those things, once you're in it, you learn the lesson, but you're still living with the damage of it. So it's not a one size fits all, but I definitely, it's not a if things will break. It's a win. It's a win. Rita, do you? Is there something that, like, just adding to it? Is there something that, like, breaks in your landscaping business that you kind of assume is likely gonna break? Like, or do you find yourself always just making sure that, like, every time you go out, you got backup everything and everything just kind of works? Because for me, things break all the time, all the time. And that's why I believe in valuable materials, valuable tools, not dealing with cheap metal, even down to my grill. If I'm not going to be the person to cover my grill every year, I mean, it snows here. This year we had 20 inches of snow that was on the ground forever. And Brother Eric, if you're still hanging out, I told you, the mosquitoes, they gonna catch me on this stream, but they not here right now. I saw a whole group of dragonflies. I don't know how I'm attracting them this year. I should look it up, but someone is eating the mosquitoes, because this is not. I could go to other people's backyards. I know, like, my mother-in-law's backyard. Oh shit, I'm frozen. I'm gonna have to get an icy after all this freezing. If I go to my mother-in-law's backyard, see you or hear you standing in the same spot. All right, well, I'm going to. If you can't hear me anymore, I guess that's what it is. Couldn't see me or hear me. I'm gonna just go get these worms. I just wanted to give a little update on my little rescue worm situation and this thing that I'm working through. Just to show you how I kind of work. Okay. So if anyone could hear me or see me, just drop something in the chat and I'll just show you before I become the darkness. All the chickens, they put themselves away. I've had streams like this where it's just like technical difficulties, but it happens. Okay, cool. So I was showing you guys that the project that I was doing, really, it was just a good amount of, like, worms. So I just went and got this cup, and so they're still in here. They're still alive. I didn't do much to them. I kind of left them in the shade. You see me and hear me with my hair. So they're still in here, right? So I gave about 1% brain power, probably more, probably 2.5% brain power, because I realized, like, okay, this is an opportunity, right? I have my worm bin, which are red worms. They're not garden worms. They, just like my chickens, when people tease and they say, why don't you eat that chicken? Why would I eat a chicken that is laying 250, 300 eggs a year? I That chicken's gonna lay as long as it can lay. That one little, piece of meat that you're gonna eat, that is not worth it. Not my girls. My girls are fine laying. It's the same with my red worms. The amount of how competitive worms are. the red worms, every time I want to go make a batch of soil, like I'm not even sufficient yet. But every time I want to make a batch of soil, I'm adding some. Oh, I see a little mosquito. I'm adding some worm castings to it straight from my bin, and I mean I'm talking the inputs are as simple as maybe peat moss and some cardboard that is readily available because we all order stuff. I get cardboard from my neighbor. They don't know what I do with it, but they know every time they give me something, you don't see it anywhere, so it gets gobbled up. So I'm looking at this as an opportunity. So I'm saying, okay, you know what? I have these couple of static things. I've thrown a lot of grass clippings and organic materials in. Why not turn that thing and see if the worms like being there? If they start multiplying, I may have another area where I could train or assist or guide garden worms. And when I find worms, because when you're cleaning up, it's not an if, it's a when. You're gonna find them if they got darkness, moisture. Look at what I just found. I'm talking of habitats. I I had these logs that they were ash trees. That a big old ash tree back here got cut down. I actually feel sad about it now because it just feels like a whole different property. That was years ago. I capped the wood because I was going to. They chipped it up, and I had a mountain of chipped wood. And then some of the other logs, they kind of just, they cut down, but I had to chop up some, which I did over the years. But this other one I didn't, and I made like a little like barrier around my what kind of tree? Chestnut tree. And over the years, because it was the ground contact, it was harboring a lot of insects over the years. So I just said we got to change this. So about a month and a half ago, I posted a video of the change. The change was I'm gonna take that away. I'm gonna go get brother Eric. If you're in here, I saw you kind of have the same thing. It was like a 12-inch corrugated metal, and I made like a little barrier right around my chestnut tree. It was already comfrey in there, so I planted nasturtiums, and then I moved the rhubarb. So I'm actually hoping this thing, it looks like it's going in a direction, and then some Jerusalem artichoke, which was already there, kind of perked up. So I don't even have to do much. Really got to cut back the comfrey because that thing spreads like crazy. So I had all this wood. I'm looking at it now. It's like far ways. It was like, say it's like 20 different logs, like good sized logs, like stuff that I gotta like lift with my whole body. And I came out here last week. I kept hearing this noise. I got a freaking woodpecker that is going the wood. All of these logs are going to be accomplished. I'm not gonna be able to have them to cut them up for wood because I think it would have wasted my time trying to dry them out anyway. Because a lot of them have been so moist that so many insects got inside. But every day I come out now, I'm able to be 15 feet from this pretty woodpecker who is just going to town, and I've created a habitat for it. And just how things work, I turn on YouTube this morning and I see a live feed of a woodpecker. I'm like, maybe I need to do that. But yeah, so I'm always thinking like habitat, and maybe all of these worms, if it's this quick for me to rescue 20 worms, I probably could rescue in a weekend, just randomly doing my work. I probably could rescue like 500 worms. Like, it would be so fast. It would not take any time at all. So I'm starting on the journey. So the first thing is, okay, You want this thing that you're putting it in to be versatile enough that you have access to. And the reason why you want access is you want to be able to add to it in a way that you could observe what's happening. If you guys have never have the little hummingbirds, yeah, oh yeah, I do too. Yeah, dude, I have so many birds. I need to start like understanding what I have, because there's so many birds. So if you watch worm videos, I'll just give you some quick stuff that I know about it, that I'm not sufficient in it, but I know enough to talk on it. Um, the worms, they they have they ain't no male female going on, right? They just do what they do. They Everybody could hatch out something. Um, so they play a whole different game than everybody else, right? And it takes 21 days for the cocoon, or what they drop is this little like bead, and inside that bead could harbor anywhere from 2 to 20 um, worms, and it takes 21 days. So if you watch people that breed, they do a system for 21 days because they put them in there, and if they cut it off at 21 days, they know that they can reset the bin and take all of the have a different bin when they do the grow out. And you could keep breeding those same worms, right? So I need a container that I could have access to, and I could observe, oh, this population is growing. This is how much I should be feeding it. Or let me try some different feed. Maybe I'll just use weeds. Maybe I'll use some of the kitchen scraps that the chickens don't really like. That happens. So I thought, and this is when I struggle to have these ideas, because you can't really. I mean, you could search for this, but you're gonna go down this rabbit hole. So I found this because we just got some grapes, and initially I'm like, well, I don't like dealing with plastic, but plastic is a very good choice for something like this. And I need plastic that's not going to break down, which is always, yep, absolutely. Um, but you need plastic that's going to hold up to uh, the elements. Since it's outside, you need access to it. So this is just like, a little grape carton, and it already has holes in it, so I don't have to drill. So it has the holes at the bottom, and I was getting worried that I have some pretty big worms in here, that when I drill my holes, if I'm trying to keep them in, and not like if I'm trying to have too much control, because when you do a worm bin, you don't allow for the worms to just get out of the bin. Usually that's not how that works. You kind of keep them contained, and the holes are more for the breathability. But for this, my idea is that I'm going to feed the worms. I'm going to create the habitat that the worms want to be in. So I'll be able to measure how good it's going and give them free access to the bottom, and not really worry about the sides. And because it's deep enough, this is about a little bit more than 3 inches, and most worms that are litter layer, they live in the top 4 inches of the soil. This should be really good. So this is just a standard top. So I had already mixed some cardboard, and I'll show you guys that. I had already mixed some cardboard and some peat moss, and I used rainwater to soak this. I kind of just left this out in the rain over the weekend. So like, this is all coming together. I know it's getting dark, but I'm gonna get this. So all I'm doing is dumping this in here. You guys hang around. I get excited when I do projects that no one's asking for. It's just me. And I didn't fill it up all the way. I left a little layer there. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just dump these worms on here. And the worms, they're gonna go down into the bottom. It's dark outside, so there's no guarantee tonight that they'll go into the bottom, because it's in the darkness. But if I shine the light, they would go into the bottom. And I'm gonna keep this here. The worms will be very happy in there, and then I'm gonna stick this. I'll actually make a video of it. I'm gonna stick this inside of the top of like I guess something that's breaking down like a it's like in a mesh, and I'm gonna just put this and stick this inside, and we're gonna watch this thing create a ton of worm castings. Um, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, I'll hang out for a second. Other than that, thanks for hanging on for the stream. You, the weird thing about YouTube, for me at least, is a lot of these, it's therapy for me because I'm able to express this is the creativity that I want to get out. So I do appreciate you guys hanging out, pitching in. It is you taking out a little bit of time in your day. You could have watched, anywhere. Or what does Hope say? You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and that, I really appreciate that. I'm an avid watcher, so I didn't hit the bell yesterday, Rita, but I realized I didn't after I saw your video, so I got the bell going, and so I'm gonna see when you go live. Thanks, Shadow Black. But yeah, no, it's really cool, and it gives me the confidence, which is the thing that I probably struggle with the most, because I'm such a numbers guy that I can I'll do the calculation, and I know the analytics, and I know every reason why this isn't gonna work, and I know how it could work. But today may not be my day, right? So telling yourself when you're not in the mood to tell yourself that today is your day. Not going live tonight, got a lot. Okay, well I'll catch you. I'll probably watch a video or two. I just studying your content and seeing how you work. But yeah, I just, when I don't have the confidence, I had to get past that and just press record. And of late, it has been getting better, and it's therapeutic, and sharing these moments. And maybe one day I'll have more planned and it'll be more intentional. But for now, it's just on the fly, off the cuff. And I really appreciate you guys. So thanks again. I'm gonna get out of here. Shadow Black, why don't you give me a call, man? I will see you guys. I don't think I got bit by one mosquito. So that's what's up. I'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow. 'Cause I stream every night. Peace.